My wife sells her crafts at a Renaissance Fair that's coming up, so for a fun project, I thought I'd laser engrave some stones with runes that she could try to sell. I thought this might make a good video, so I got a variety of different types of stones to test how well they engraved. I used some stones I got at the beach, dark river stones, polished black obsidian stones, and a variety of light and dark polished tumbled stones. Before I could engrave any of the stones, I needed a way to get the flattest side of each stone level in the laser. I used some little paper cups that I cut down and then filled with some regular non-hardening craft clay. We'll provide links to any materials we used in the description below. I started with the beach stones. These had a slightly more porous surface than the other stones, so I really wasn't sure how these would come out. The runes that were engraved were designed by our artist Sam. He came up with a number of different rune designs. I used a different set of runes for each type of stone. The river stones were next, and were a nice size and appeared to engrave nicely. As you'll see later though, the engraving is just the dust left behind and would require some post-processing work. The runes used on these stones are the more common Viking or Dwarven runes if you're a Tolkien fan. You can find this font online for free if you look around. The black obsidian stones engraved nicely. They technically could have been left as is, but I did a little more work on them later to really bring out the engraving. The runes used here were another one created by our in-house artist Sam. I separated the batch of polished tumbled stones into lighter and slightly darker stone batches. The lighter stones were engraved first, and the results didn't seem too bad. The runes used here were another one created by Sam that was more elegant that I felt seemed more elvish. The darker stones were then engraved, and the two really dark stones in this set didn't come out that good. I was surprised, as I was expecting them to engrave the best. They were fixed with some post-processing work, as you'll see later. The final set of Sam's runes used here were more angular and seemed like something an orc or goblin would use. I know, I put too much thought into this. I'm a nerd.
Nerd alert!
Even though a lot of the stones look good immediately after engraving, I washed them off and used a brush to scrub the engravings. You could still see the engravings on most of them, but the effect was pretty muted. In some cases, especially on the lightest colored stones, you almost couldn't see the engravings unless you were looking at them in a good light at the right angle. To fix this issue, I rubbed some oil paints into the engravings using some cotton swabs. The excess paint was then immediately wiped and buffed off the surface. A few of the stones didn't really need this treatment, but most benefited from it. I mostly just used white and black oil paint, but the nice thing about this is that you can use almost any color you want to create a nice rainbow of colors. I like this effect so much I went back and engraved more of the river stones later so I could add some other colors.
Thanks for watching. Let us know in the comments what you think and if you've ever thought about doing a project like this. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell to get notified of future projects. We have more projects coming soon. Stay tuned.